Okay, an airtight drumheller at 1 atmosphere. I'm assuming that's absolute. They didn't tell me its gauge. 10 degrees Celsius, that's not absolute. So we're going to have to go 273.15, right? It's heated until it reaches an absolute pressure, 1.15. What's the new temperature? Okay, so let's just write this down. P1, V1 over N1, T1. Okay, so here we go. This is this, right? Notice that it's airtight. That's a clue. That means that these ends are the same. If the gas can't escape, those guys are the same. And if they're the same, you can cross them off. Okay, let's see. And then the drum, they don't talk about the volume. We never know the volume, but let's assume that the volume of the drum stays the same, that we ignore the linear expansion of the container, right? It being very small. Okay, so this is just a P over T is P over T type problem, right? That's easy enough. So 1 atmosphere over the original temperature, we have to use kelvins, right? So that's 283.15 equals the new pressure, which is 1.15 over, and this is of course going to be a bigger temperature, right? Okay. In fact, without even really thinking too hard, don't you know it's got to be a bigger temperature, right? And I'm going to basically, I know that it's going to be 1.15 times this, right? Okay, so this times this divided by that, right? 283.5, right? Divided by 1. And so the new temperature, T2, is 325.6. All right, that's kelvins, right? But it wants the temperature in degrees Celsius, right? So we got to go minus 273.15. Okay, and I get 52.47, right? And then we only have 3 sig figs, so I guess we'd say 52.5, right? Okay. Now, let me just throw the gauntlet out there. I've already said you can use just 1 atmosphere, 22.4 liters, 1 mole, 273.15. You can also not use this formula at all. For example, in this case, once you knew the absolute pressure was, or temperature was 283.15, and you knew that the pressure went up, you knew the new temperature had to be bigger, and it has to be bigger by the proportion of these guys, right? So that's the second challenge. If you think you're so smart, don't even use this. Just look at the 2 numbers that they give you and decide whether that increases or decreases the pressure. It gets pretty hard to do, but it's a good challenge, a good mental challenge.